Okay. Come on, Callan. Go get the paper. Get the paper. Good girl. Come on, pup. Callan, treat ski. Come on. Atta girl. Come on. Oh, you're proud. Good girl. My name is George Morgenroth, and I work as a tour guide. Before becoming a tour guide, I worked for the IBM Corporation for some 30 years. When I retired, we moved to Cape Cod, and being a tour guide, something that I took to after a few years of being here. Well, it might sound a little corny, but I really enjoy meeting people and developing a relationship with them.
How are you?
I'm well. And as a tour guide, being able to present Cape Cod with its history and its beauty, well, that's not a terribly hard job to do.
I don't know. Well, I lived there.
Becoming a tour guide for me was fairly easy. I had to learn a lot about where I was going, but in terms of talking with people, I did that throughout my career as a human resource manager. We trained managers, so in a way I was a teacher, but not in the traditional sense of teaching children in school, but trying to teach some managers about our policies and practices, and that was always a challenge.
That's, when you enjoy your job, that makes a long way out.
Well, folks, we're heading out to Route 28, and we're going to drive into Hyannis. Route 28 is one of the main highways on Cape Cod. It doesn't look like much of a highway based on what we know of the highways where we live. And this general section of Route 28 here in Yarmouth and West Yarmouth is amongst the busiest part of Route 28, very commercial. And what you'll see is in support of our primary industry here on Cape Cod, which is tourism. And look out to your right, what looks like a field is actually a cranberry bog. They start growing in the springtime, they form a pretty little flower. And that's how the cranberry got its name. As we ride along in the bus, I'm prompted by what I see outside the window. As you know, we have a lot of cranberry bogs on Cape Cod, and since that is our primary agricultural product, I talk to people about cranberries. I think the more that you know about places is of interest to people, because if you just ride by and you can't point things out, you really haven't done very much. Tommy Doyle's pub here on the right used to be a Hooters. And when Hooters came to Cape Cod, it was as if they were building a temple of sin. It was incredible. But lo and behold, after several years, they went out of business. Most businesses, we can say, go belly up. With Hooters, they went bust up.
Very good.
I think humor is important when you're with a group of people, because there is a measure of tension at first for the guide and for the people. They don't know me, I don't know them. But if you can find an opportunity to inject humor into your presentation, I think it makes them feel more at ease, and it certainly makes me feel more at ease when I sense a response from them. And if they're enjoying that, I will continue it throughout the tour, because they're coming here to have a good time. They're not trying to become PhDs in history or anything quite like that. And part of a good time is having the opportunity to laugh. And I think that's an important part of doing any tour. Just down the road from here, you'll see the area where the Kennedy homes are. We're going to have to make a turn just up ahead here on Wachusett. It's as close as we can get. There's some 2,000 buses that come through on this tour every year. The Kennedy family is important on the Cape Cod tour, primarily because of the age of the people who come to visit Cape Cod. Most of these folks are senior citizens, and within their lifetime, they remember the whole Kennedy experience. The campaign and election of John Kennedy, and of course the horrible assassination, and they just want to renew in their lives, if you will, the mystique of the Kennedy family. The JFK Memorial is one of the most beautiful spots in the whole Hyannis area. There's a little fountain with a quote from John Kennedy that very few people know. Everybody thinks it's "ask not what your country can do for you," but it's very different and very in keeping with the location. It is important that this country set sail and not lie still in the harbor. At the end of the tour, one of the things you hope is that they enjoyed their tour, and they are usually very vocal. And it is personally rewarding when you hear from people as a group and when you hear from them individually that they had a good time, that they enjoyed the guide service that you gave them, they had fun, and their trip to Cape Cod was a very good experience.